Now let us come to another system. Correct? That is your time constant form of open loop transfer function. Your transfer function can be represented in various forms. Likewise, you have seen the polynomial form of transfer function. One thing. Second one is you have written something s plus a upon multiplied by s plus b divided by s plus c multiplied by s plus d. This type of form is known as Poggio form of transfer function. And yet another form exists, that is your time constant form of transfer function. We are going to define the time constant form of transfer function. Before defining the time constant form of the transfer function, let us see what are the various transfer functions available in the literature. So in general, feedback system exists like this. You are having GS, HS input, Laplace transform of input RS, Laplace transform of output CS. Correct? So we are having various terms GS, HS. So you are going to say GS is forward path transfer function. Correct? HS is feedback path. This is your forward. Okay. Feedback path transfer function. This is forward path transfer function. HS is feedback path transfer function. This particular GS multiplied by HS means this is the transfer function of the loop. This loop means the input is available to being fed back, but the switch is open. Switch is open. So this particular multiplication is known as open loop transfer function. The word open signifies that the switch is open. Okay. Open loop transfer function. So when you will close this switch, you will get the total transfer function of this system, that is TS. And we have already calculated this GS upon 1 plus GSH is it called total transfer function, or equivalently you can say closed loop transfer function. Closed loop transfer function. So you should remember all these terms, specifically open loop transfer function. Correct? Now coming to one of the very important representation of your transfer function, that is your time constant form of the transfer function. So if you are provided with a transfer function, you can arrange your transfer function in this particular manner. And this time constant of the form, this transfer, you can say that this time constant representation of the transfer function, basically this representation is used for open loop transfer function. Open loop transfer function is what? GS multiplied by HS. Why this is used for, mostly used for open loop transfer function, we will see later when we will see the frequency domain analysis, Bode plot and Nyquist plot. Because this particular 1 plus GS HS term is very, very important. Correct? So you can represent your transfer function like this. Means if you are having S plus A term, you can take A common. Okay. So what you get? 1 by A S plus 1. You can write this transfer function like this. Means this component like this. And you can say this is nothing but this is T1S plus 1. Where T1 is your time constant. So your system can have multiple elements. Your system can have multiple blocks, each having different time constant. That's why these terms T1, T2, T8, TB means something is multiplied with S plus 1. Something is multiplied with S plus 1. And these multiplied terms are nothing but the time constants of the individual blocks or individual component available in your overall system. Correct? So if you will take this, arrange this particular system, means open loop transfer function in this form. This particular form is known as time constant form. And from this time constant form, another important conclusion can be drawn. This is the s to the power j. Means you can arrange this equation in s to the power j multiplied by this term, and where k multiplied by this terms divided by s to the power j multiplied by these terms, where k is the resultant. system gain. Why it is resultant system gain? Because there can have multiple component in your system, and taking such type of constants common, A, B, C, likewise whole multiplied. You can say this is K is the multiplication of all such gain. Okay, and this J is type of the system. Okay, so try to remember one thing. You have defined the order of the system. Order of the system was nothing but the highest power present in the denominator polynomial. Highest power of S present in the denominator polynomial, or you can say the highest power of the characteristic equation was the order of the system. So order of the system was the characteristics of closed loop transfer function. So for finding the order of the system, you have to represent your transfer function in this particular form, gs upon 1 plus gshs, and order of the system was the highest power of this polynomial 1 plus gshs is equal to 0. Correct? So order of the system is characteristics of closed loop transfer function, while type of the system is characteristics of open loop transfer function. Okay? And this power j is known as type of the system. Suppose you are going to arrange your polynomial form of transfer function or your whole zero form of transfer function in your time constant form, and you are getting the value of j is equal to 0, means you are not getting any term of s. This much only. So you will say this is your type 0 system. If the value of j is equal to 1, this is type 1 system, and likewise type 2 system, type 3 system. Correct? This division is also important, because we have seen that how second order of the system is important, and from the order we have defined first order of the system, then we come to the second order system. Accordingly, we are going to define this type of the system and how it is significant in the analysis. We will see in the classes to come. Correct? This is the type of the system. So if in examination they are going to ask that what is order of the system, what is type of the system, we are not going to say that their system is of two types, feedback and open loop and all those stuff. So accordingly get 0 marks in that. So type of the system, if something is they generally write in capital TYP, type of the system. Okay. So if order and type, difference between order and type is being asked, accordingly you can answer. Correct? So from the type of the system, we are after this we are going to see the steady state error. Correct? We have already seen the time domain specification and transient response sufficient enough. So let us come to the steady state error and error constants. Correct? So next topic is steady state error. So suppose you are having a system, very simple system like this. Input transform is Rs, positive. This is your negative sign. Feedback with negative sign. Forward path transfer function Gs, output transform Cs. And here it is feedback path transfer function Hs. I am going to take this error as error transform as capital E. Our aim is to find the steady state error. Now we know the meaning of steady state. Correct? So what you can see and what you can do is that you can write ES, that is the transform of ET, where ET is the error, and error is nothing but the difference between your reference signal and the output. Correct? So you can write this is RS minus BS. For the sake of convenience, I am going to define this is the output of HS is BS. Correct? So you can write this is RS minus BS. Correct? This BS is what? BS is nothing but this CS multiplied by HS. Correct? So you can write RS minus CS HS. Correct or wrong? Okay. BS is equal to CS HS. CS multiplied by HS is equal to BS. Equivalent CS. CS is equal to what? ES multiplied by GS. So you can write RS minus ES multiplied by GS. Correct? This is your ES. So take this ES term one side. Okay. So ES multiplied by 1 plus GS HS will be equal to RS. Correct up to here? Good. So ES will be equal to what? RS divided by 1 plus GS. This is your error transform in terms of input and feed open loop transform. These are the system parameters GS, HS, because for a given system these will remain constant. So if somebody is going to ask that whether the steady state error is dependent upon the input or not, what will you say? Yes. It will depend upon the input because here RS term is there in numerator. Correct? So ES is equal to RS multiplied by 1 plus GSHS. This is important equation which you should remember. This is similar to the total transfer function. GS upon 1 plus GSHS. So either is RS upon 1 plus GS. You can correlate. Correct? But you are interested in finding the steady state error. Correct? This is your error transform and you are interested in exact value of error. What you can say steady state error is what? ESST. We have already defined. Or just ESS. Because steady state error we are going to say will remain constant with time. So ESS is what? Steady state error. Limit t tends to infinity. ET. You can say the value of ET when t tends to infinity. Theoretically, when t tends to infinity is nothing but ESS. So apply the final value theorem of Laplace transform. What you will get? You will get this limit in time domain when t tends to infinity will become limits into Laplace domain when s tends to 0. But this s multiplied by es. Or equivalently you can say this is nothing but ESS is nothing but limit s tends to 0 s multiplied by RS divided by 1 plus GS HS. So you can directly remember this ready-made formula. Right? They will ask. Time domain analysis is having so many formulas. Correct? This one is another one. This is your steady state errors. So now let us come to define. Let us define the error coefficients. This is your formula, master formula. We are going to define what? Error coefficients. Should I erase this? Error constants or coefficients likewise. Correct? First one is for step input. We are going to define error constants for step input. Step input. Okay. So what will be the value of RS? The step input of magnitude A. What will be the value of RS? Value of RS will be A upon S. Correct? So you are interested in finding the steady state. So steady state error for this particular language. So what you will put? You know that ESS is equal to limit S tends to 0, S multiplied by RS 1 plus GS HS. Correct? So put this value of RS. Then you will get limit S tends to 0. This you will get S multiplied by A by S. This will cancel out. 1 plus GS HS. This A is constant. Okay. A is constant. So what you get? You can directly write in limit S tends to 0 A upon 1 plus GS HS. This whole term ESS is equivalent to this one. Limit S tends to 0 A plus 1, sorry, not that. This will be equal to A upon 1 plus limit S tends to 0 GS HS. Whether it is correct or not? If I am going to say this particular expression is equal to this one, because A is constant in this limit, 1 is constant in this limit. So S tends to 0 is applicable for this term only. So let us apply here 1. A upon 1 plus limit S tends to 0 GSS. I am going to name this term as a KP. And I am going to say the steady state error ESS will be equal to A upon 1 plus KP. Okay. Where KP is position error coefficient or positional error coefficient. So KP is what? KP I have defined. KP is equal to limit S tends to 0 GS HS, and I am going to name this KP as positional error constant or coefficient. Okay. Equivalency it is also known as can say step error coefficient. Why it is known as step error coefficient? Because we have provided for RS is equal to A upon S. Means RT was equal to what? RT was equal to AU. Correct? So this was your first error constant or coefficient, or you can say a coefficient. Now coming to the second type of input, you can have input like this. RT is equal to TU. You can have the ramp figure, correct? So for ramp input, what you will be? RT is equal to, I am going to say ramp of slope A, ATUT. So what will be the transform of this input? Laplace transform A upon S square. Correct? This is for ramp. Perform the similar operation. Perform the similar operation. And what? ESS, you know, is equal to limit S tends to 0, S multiplied by RS, S multiplied by RS, 1 plus GSHS, correct? So put the value of RS here. What you will get? limit s tends to 0, s multiplied by a upon s square, 1s will cancel out, 1 plus gs hs, or equivalently you can write limit s tends to 0, a upon s plus s multiplied by gs hs. This expression you can also write like this: a upon 0 plus limit s tends to 0 gs, means you have put the value of limit here. So ess for your s here na?
Yes, sir.
Limit s multiplied. So I am going to name all these expression as kb. Correct? So what you will get? You will get a upon kb, where kb is defined as limit s tends to 0, s multiplied by gs hs, and this kb is known as velocity error coefficient. Correct? I don't think there should be any confusion. All these terms are direct. This is your velocity error coefficient. Similarly, you can define one more error coefficient in case 3. This is for parabolic type of input. What it can be for parabolic input? A upon SQ. Correct? A upon SQ. We are going to take input as RT is equal to A by 2 T square ut na, or A by 2 T square ut. If you will get Laplace transform of this input, you will get this RS. So accordingly, if you will perform the similar task, what you will get? You will get KA. KA will be what? Acceleration error constant, that will be equal to s square. Limit s tends to 0, s square gs hs. So I am directly writing this equation. I don't think there should be any requirement of derivation of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And accordingly, ESS will be equal to what? A upon KA. Where KA is acceleration error coefficient. Correct? How these terms are important, we will see when we will analyze our system in frequency domain. Correct? So we have defined all those terms. A upon K. So with this, I will end this class. In next class, we will see PID control. Correct?